Welcome to Barron Public Library's Friday Read Aloud. Next week, we celebrate Cinco de Mayo. This holiday marks the anniversary of a Mexican military victory over the French on May 5, 1862. The victory inspired a sense of Mexican pride and unity that remains strong today. Our book today is called Celebrate Cinco de Mayo, written by Carolyn Otto, with Dr. Jose M. Alamillo, consultant, and pictures by National Geographic. Every year in Mexico and in the United States, we celebrate Cinco de Mayo with fiestas, music, and dance. Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May in Spanish. The day marks the 1862 victory of the Mexican army over the much stronger French forces in the Battle of Puebla. In the U.S., it has become a joyous celebration of Mexican culture. Cinco de Mayo is sometimes confused with Mexico's Independence Day. Mexico had declared its independence from Spain on the 16th of September in 1821. But the newly independent country had problems. Mexico owed money to many other nations, countries that wanted to take advantage of Mexico's land and resources. Mexico even had to fight a war against the United States and lost almost half of its territory. It was a hard time in Mexico's history. The president of Mexico asked for more time to repay the money and rebuild his country. Everyone agreed except France. France sent troops across the Atlantic Ocean to Mexico. French soldiers then marched across the country. They met the Mexican army at Puebla, Mexico, near Mexico City, the capital. The French had more soldiers than the Mexicans, and they had better weapons and fancy uniforms. But the Mexican army fought hard. In the end, the Mexicans defeated the French. Every year in Puebla and elsewhere, we recreate the famous battle. Some of us pretend to be French troops, and some of us pretend to be the Mexican soldiers. We march in parades to show how the armies marched long ago. In the United States, we have parades too. We celebrate our culture with lots of music and dancing. Boys wear cowboy hats or sombreros, and girls wear dresses with ruffled skirts. Mothers braid their girls' hair with ribbons, red, white, and green, the colors of the Mexican flag. We ride on floats covered with tissue paper flowers. In the United States, we entertain the crowd with special cars called lowriders. Some of us ride special lowrider bicycles. Mariachi bands may march with us, or they might stop to play songs for the people lining the streets. We sometimes perform traditional dances in our colorful costumes. There are so many kinds of music from Mexico. Traditional ranchera, banda, mariachi, too many to name. We also have American pop music, hip-hop, and classic rock and roll. In the United States, it is easy to tune our radios to our favorites. Sometimes we make our own music too. Our parades lead us to gatherings in city parks, auditoriums, and playgrounds. Some places hold big festivals. We have crafts and games and learn about Mexican traditions. We have exciting things to see, everything from folklorico dancers to Chihuahua fashion shows and races. One of our favorite games is to hit the piñata. A piñata can come in many shapes. It is hollow so that it can be filled with treats. A blindfolded boy or girl is given a stick or a bat to hit the piñata. Most often they miss, but then someone will finally break the piñata and candy flies everywhere. And we eat. At the festivals, we buy tacos, burritos, fried churros, and lemonade. All sorts of good food. But for many of us, the real feast will come later. In the evenings, we go home with our families. Our mothers and fathers have strung white lights in our backyards. We get together with our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, and our cousins. Picnic tables are loaded with food. We eat Mexican food. Beans and rice and chicken in spicy dark sauces called moles. We have tamales. We have burritos and carne asada, thinly sliced beef cooked on the grill. Everything is special. We celebrate Cinco de Mayo to remember the victory of the Battle of Puebla so long ago. We celebrate our determination and our willingness to face European forces much stronger than our own. Every year on Cinco de Mayo, we celebrate our heritage, our roots, and our culture. We are proud, and we remember to shout, "Viva Mexico! Long live Mexico!" What a wonderful book. Was there anything that surprised you? At the end of the story, there is more information about Cinco de Mayo, including a Mexican folk dance and recipes for amazing burritos. There's also a list of books and websites that are especially good for children. I challenge you to learn more about this amazing holiday. This is Miss Emily. Until next time, keep reading and learning.